get right to the question people are wondering about, which is, of course, where did you find those aviators that you wore last Saturday? And did you get enough trust in them to bring them out again this weekend if it's sunny?
Uh, they weren't mine. I got out on the field. It was really bright out there Saturday, and I don't like wearing sunglasses. I don't I don't want to look like one of those guys that thinks he needs to wear cool guy sunglasses all the time. So I've never wanted to wear them. But I was standing on our sideline, had trouble seeing, so I had a choice of Chenander's extra sunglasses and Lambrick's extra sunglasses, and I forget whose I ended up going with.
Okay, well, with that out of the way, I suppose I'm also curious about your quarterback situation. What are you willing to tell us about where you're at on that front?
Not much. Still believe we have two really good players, and we'll make a decision here. Both guys have been competing for that and practicing to get there, and we'll make a decision.
Ryan Christopherson, 24/7.
Hey Scott, what's your feeling about the special teams unit so far through the first two games? What are some things that haven't happened that you want to see happen to this point?
I think for the most part, I've seen improvement. But you look at that Northwestern game, I told the team this, everything else the way it was without changing some other things that could have been changed in that game. We gave Northwestern two short fields on a kick return and a punt return, and they scored on those two drives. And the way our defense was playing, would have loved to seen them have to try to go 80 yards to score. So we had to get those things fixed. The net punting wasn't very good. In fact, it wasn't good at all. So I've seen improvement there, but we're not there yet, and expect it to be better this week.
Is Cerny close to coming back, or could he be available soon?
I don't think it'll be soon, but he's working hard to get back out there.
Jake Bartecki, KRNU.
Hey, Scott, with yesterday having been Veterans Day, I wanted to get your input on Damian Jackson and what he kind of means to the team and what guys have learned from him.
Damian got nicked up in camp and finally got some playing time on Saturday. What he gives to us is far more than just what he does on the field. He's a grown man. The guys look up to him. He's a leader. What he says goes. I love having him on the football team, and it's remarkable what he's done. He's turned himself into a good football player, and I expect to see him out on the field too. But what he gives us off the field is extremely valuable.
Sam McEwen, Omaha World-Herald.
Hey, Scott, thanks for doing this. What did you see out of Omar Manning this week in practice? And then also, what else did you see from Fleming, Betts, Brown that gives you confidence they can contribute on Saturday?
We're bringing those guys along as fast as we can. I think those are all really talented guys. I get to give the veteran receivers credit for trying to help bring those guys along, even though they're playing the same position. Cade Warner is an unbelievable individual. I think he's going to be a great football coach someday. He's really shown the leadership and unselfish qualities of a leader to try to help bring those guys along. We'll keep trying to get those guys improved. Like I said before, they've all missed time because of certain things that have kind of kept them from knowing the entire offense and being able to play. But every week they're learning more, getting better, getting more reps, getting more detail. And we got to keep them all healthy. That's been an issue too. But we'll keep trying to integrate those guys as much as they're ready to.
Kevin Suits, 10-11.
Coach, I was wondering if you had a comment on Journey Brown, the Penn State running back who had to abruptly end his career yesterday due to a heart issue.
Yeah. You have rivalries with teams and you want to beat other teams, but their players are good kids just like our players, and you want what's best for young men. It's tough. We've had guys that have had to hang things up and guys that got hurt, and you never want to see that happen to any person.
Two or three more here. Evan Bland, Omaha World-Herald.
Hey, Coach, just curious how maybe that extra week was beneficial to Cam Jurgens, or if it was, and then what differences are there in terms of when Cam and Matt are at center? How does those guys maybe affect the offense? What differences might there be when those guys are at center?
They're both really good players, a little different. Matt's a little more of a thumper, a little bigger guy. Cam's really quick, really good at getting up on the second level. We're obviously a better team when we have both those guys on the field. I think both are perfectly capable of running the plays that we want to run at center, but we're better if we have both.
Back to Brian Christopherson.
Have you learned more about your running backs after Diedrich? Are there some of those guys you'd like to get more involved?
Yeah, all week our team was frustrated that we didn't get it done on Saturday, and I've been more frustrated than anybody else. But I balance that with just being really excited about the future and what we have in this program right now with young players. We got to keep bringing those guys along, and we're excited to do that. What was your original question?
Oh, it was about the running backs, because I know going into the season you're kind of trying to figure out the rotation there a little bit, and if there's somebody beyond Diedrich who's caught your eye, I guess, moving
running backs. Coach Held does a really good job with those guys, and I've been really impressed with the improvement. I guess that's why I brought up the young players and the excitement I have about what I see out of them. Ramir Johnson's done really good things. Ronald Tompkins was our number 2 going into the first week. He missed a little bit of time for practice, and we kind of got Marvin Scott going. I thought he did really well in his first game. Savion Morrison's still there and trying to recover from just a little bit of an injury. But some of those young guys are going to be special players, and kind of the same thing. We really could have benefited from a preseason and playing some non-conference games. I think by the time we would have got into conference, a lot of these things that we're working through right now would have been worked through already. But I'm excited about those guys, and we're going to keep playing the guys that practice the best that week and give guys a chance.
Is Ronald back in the mix this week?
Yeah, Ronald's back around and in the mix, and he's done a good job this week.
And we'll finish up back to Parker Gabriel.
Hey, Scott, we talked quite a bit about your operation in terms of going on the road and all that. Is there anything that's markedly different from previous years now with a home game? Do you still go to the hotel and do all that stuff, or is your process different this year?
No, we're going to do largely the same thing. All year, stuff that people don't see, but when we've had kids that have been exposed to someone with COVID, and we've had to put them in hotels and separate them, and we got some kids in the hotel now, so we'll have more rooms over there than we usually do, and trying to keep guys isolated a little more. Obviously, there won't be a march through the fans when we get to the stadium. That'll be tough, but pretty much our protocol for being here for Friday meetings, going to the hotel, getting up and getting ready to play will be the same.